Good morning from Disney's Hollywood Studios. We heard a rumor that they've changed the rope drop procedure in this park, so we're here today to start a brand new series where we're rope dropping and trying out a whole bunch of different strategies. Today, we're starting out with
Hollywood Studios and, well, duh, but Rise of the Resistance.
There we go. So it is currently 7:44 right now. It doesn't look like they have their normal split of early entry and regular guests, so I think we're getting ready to scan into the park.
So the park opens at 9 o'clock this morning. It is now, what time is it?
7:46.
We've made it in line. So as Kayla mentioned, it doesn't look like they are separating out like resort guests and non-resort guests. I will preface that this entire series we are going to be non-resort guests doing non-early park entry. So
your girl can't afford to stay at a Disney resort to make a video. So
yeah.
But basically, the way that this is working, from what I understand, is that it almost kind of like Magic Kingdom. They're letting everybody into the park about an hour early. From what I hear, they are, for when early entry starts, early entry guests are going through the lightning lanes, and then the regular guests are starting to queue up in the normal standby queue. That is what I have seen. So we're going to test that out and see if that's actually the case today.
Which, if that is true, we should have a pretty early advantage to Rise of the Resistance, because most of these people here are probably resort guests doing early entry. So
not a lot of people realize yet that they've changed the procedure. So who knows? We'll see what happens.
From what we've heard, they have not rolled this out to other parks. So I'm almost wondering if they're kind of like piloting this here, seeing how it goes, just because Hollywood Studios does have so many heavy hitters.
This one gets really crazy in the scan-in line in the mornings because there's just not a huge space for it.
Right.
So I think that's why they're starting here, is to try and kind of alleviate some of those morning crowds, because it does get pretty crazy.
Yes. One general rule of thumb that we are probably going to talk about a lot, especially at Hollywood Studios throughout this series, because we are going to be trying out different strategies where we go to different sections of the park. So for example, this morning we're starting out in Galaxy's Edge. We're going to do a video where we start on Sunset Boulevard, and then another video where we do Toy Story. So make sure you're subscribed for those. But one asterisk with all of that is a lot of times, especially weather impending, things like that, the rides can go down. So you do have to adapt your challenge. So
hopefully, since we're doing multiple videos like this, you'll be able to kind of keep those strategies in your pocket and be able to pull out whichever one. You'll have your plan A, and then you'll have plan B if it's a rainy day or whatever. So.
And maybe even plan C, because that's happened to us before.
We're doing pretty good. It is 8:07. We're walking by the Mickey Shorts Theater, and there's not a ton of people. So pretty good. I'm not having to dodge around. If you're headed to Rise, we'll walk in, and then they'll go around the big boat, Dockside, whatever it's called.
Dockside Diner?
Something. Not important. The big boat. We like to go left, kind of over by Gertie, the big dinosaur.
And 50s prime time kind of over there.
There's a lot less people, and so you're not having to dodge around as many people. So, pro tip, we're almost there. We're halfway there.
Thank God. My body is not built for rope drop anymore. We never rope drop unless we're filming a video, just being honest. But
it's not too bad.
It's not too bad. So once we get back there, I'm curious, because so far there's been no signs as early park entry or non-resort guests, whatever. We just scanned in like normal, and we're just going back here. Oh, I see. They're holding us. It looks like at the...
They're checking people's
So it looks like they're checking people at the little bridge.
Yeah.
Tunnel thing that goes into Galaxy's Edge. So I'm curious how far we'll be able to get.
Probably not past this gate.
That's what I'm guessing as well.
I wonder where they're gonna hold us.
I don't know. Probably right here, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll find out. We're all learning together.
Oh, right here. Easy. Boom shakalaka.
Oh, yeah, there's literally a line right here.
So basically how this is working is we are like at the gate bridge thing to...
Tunnel. It's called a tunnel.
Oh, tunnel. That's the word. Thank you. To Galaxy's Edge. And anybody who is a Disney Resort guest, they're going on through. And that is where they're going to scan your ticket to make sure that you are indeed a resort guest. Only one person per party has to scan, and then you'll tell them how many people are in your room, so you can't like lie because they'll know. Anybody who is not a Disney Resort guest, we're kind of lining up over here to the right on the sidewalk. We'll see what time they actually let us in. My guess is they might let us in a couple minutes before 9. We'll see, to start kind of funneling into the line.
This is already a much less stressful and much more enjoyable rope drop experience. Just the fact that you can kind of go where you want to go, like you can see pretty much your destination of where you need to be. So
well, and for us it kind of almost like breaks it up a little bit. So we basically got to walk like halfway. It took about a little less than 10 minutes. It took probably about like 7 minutes to walk over here, and then now we gotta just catch our breath. And then we only have like a little bit that we have to walk once we actually get in at Park Open. It did look like the Hydraulics little ice cold whatever that place.
Yeah, it's
might
definitely
be open.
It's definitely open. There's
which they have like little cinnamon rolls and stuff. So if you get over here and you need to send someone over there to grab a bite, and that's honestly something that I do also appreciate about this new procedure is that if you don't want to like just run to a ride, but you do want to get in the park early so that you can still kind of beat the crowds. Yeah. You can go grab a snack, go grab your coffee. You can do a little bit of that shopping kind of on your way to your ride, similar to how you can do in Magic Kingdom. Mm-hmm. And I think this is going to be definitely a game changer. It's a lot less stressful than how they used to have it.
Yes. Now, my pro tip, if you are a coffee drinker like myself, I had coffee in the car on the way here. You can either do that, especially if you're a resort guest or you're already staying at Disney World. I recommend going, this is not a new tip, by the way, but you can go to Starbucks the night before, get an iced coffee, no ice, put it in your beverage cooler in your resort hotel, then just top it off with ice in the morning, and you've got Starbies that you didn't even have to wait in line for the morning of.
Boom shakalaka. Okay, Mark, what are some fun things that you can do while waiting in line to get on the ride?
You can play Heads Up. You can get on the Play Disney Parks app. I think I have not opened that app. I don't even know if it's still installed on my phone. I don't think I've opened that app in like years. You can surf social media. You can send someone to Starbucks, I guess, if you want, even though that's halfway across the park at this point. But maybe you could like split, have someone go get Starbucks while you're waiting in line, and then they just meet up with you later.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
I should have had you go to Starbucks.
Too late. You already had your coffee.
There's never too much coffee.
Uh-oh.
Remember how I said that sometimes you have to adapt in this park? We're going to have to adapt because Rise is...
Maybe. It's like 20 till, and Rise is currently down. It looks like they evac'd because I keep seeing people come out from like backstage. So I think they're evac'ing the ride. We shall see. We still have 20 minutes, so they could get things back and going by the time we get over there. But
so what is our plan B?
Plan B is we're going to go ahead and go to Millennium Falcon because... so if Rise is closed, we'll just keep walking and we'll go to Millennium Falcon and we'll ride that because I don't think the wait for that was very long right now either.
It said 10 minutes.
So we'll do that, and then hopefully Rise will be back up, and hopefully since we'll still be kind of in the area, we can hop in line.
Another thing to note that is newer to Rise is that it does have a single rider line now.
Technically, they're still testing it.
Yeah, that's true.
It is still in testing, so it may not be available every day, but I do think that they have updated and that they are now letting people do part of the pre-show, at least like the ship part.
I think you see both now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's nice. So if that's something where you're doing Rise later in the day and your party can be split up, you're okay with being split up, then that could be an option for you to save a lot of time. The only downside is you have to remember that your party will be split up. You do not get to ride together. So if you do it, don't get in there thinking that you're gonna get to all ride together. Here we go.
All right, update. So Rise is still down. However, there are people in the line.
But I don't think they're letting more people get in line.
Yeah, it's basically all the early park entry guests, the Disney Resort guests that are basically stuck in that line.
Yeah.
If you see that, don't stop. If there's people in the line, don't stop. Listen to the cast members, because if you take like 5 minutes to stop and ask a cast member a question or something like that, that's 5 minutes that people are going to be passing you to go to Smuggler's Run. So if that does happen, just keep going. Don't stop. Don't collect your $200. Don't pass go. Just keep walking.
No, do pass go.
Do pass go, but don't collect your $200.
Okay, we've officially made it like to the line. Basically, we're like one of the next ones to go in. It's 9:08.
I still think this is a good use of time. Is it
Yeah.
the best use of time? Because Smuggler's Run, like, it can get a long wait, but not as long as, like,
Right.
Rise, Slinky Dog,
Right now it
Rock and
says
Roller Coaster.
the weight bump up to 20. Oh, it looks like Rise did come back up
Okay.
just now. So
So,
it says 80 minutes right now. I don't know. We're gonna go check it out after this. It's kind of one of those. It's hard because like sometimes this can work in your favor and sometimes it can. But we're gonna check it out. It's okay.
at least Rise came up pretty quick. So I
Yeah.
think it would still be advantageous of us to go over there
Yes.
immediately as soon as we get off of this.
Right.
We'll probably have to wait a lot longer than if we honestly would have just waited.
But there's no way to know.
Hello, good. Hello, my friends. I am Hondo Onaka, and this is Onaka Transport Solutions. Oh, the Millennium Falcon. Oh no, for some very fast and very profitable expeditions. Chewbacca, my fine furry friend. Yes, as we agreed. You let us use the ship. We'll get you the supplies you need.
What role do you want to get? Do you want to be pilot?
Yeah. We can do pilot today if they'll let us.
Very good. A few brand new crew members and a few returning for another mission. Excellent. Gunners, you clear the path. Pilots, line up behind the train. And engineers, you harpoon that precious cargo.
For your safety, remain seated and supervise younglings.
Right, pilot. Push the flashing button to take off. Pilot on the left. Move your stick to fly right and left. Just about.
Bruh.
Pilot on the right. Pull back on the stick to fly up. And push forward to fly down. Oh, what?
Okay.
Chewie makes flying this thing look easy, eh? Right, pilot. Make the jump to light speed. Flight engineers, fire the harpoons. Excellent. Now, gunners, shoot the cargo free. Left pilot, brakes. Good work. Yes, you got one. Excellent, my friends. Now power up the ship. Well, I grab the coaxium.
We still made it.
The Star Destroyer is collapsing. Left pilot, hit the boosters. Boost. Look, we did not die. Let's get out of
We
here.
didn't die.
This will greatly help the resistance. You have heard the first order and made Chewie proud. Now, after my modest profit, your cut minus what you owe me for damaging the Falcon is, hey, not bad.
Not too shabby.
I had 11.
This bay. This thing's seen better days. Better fix all that before the Wookiee season.
I thought we did okay.
How do you think we did?
We got Marauder, which I don't think I've gotten Marauder before. I don't know what the different levels are. I don't remember, but I don't feel we were doing really, really good until Mark Allen lost us.
It's hard to tell like where the train is sometimes because there's just so much happening on the screen. But I think my many years of Microsoft Flight Simulator in high school came in clutch. I think the plan is still to head back to Rise.
We're gonna just go see what the situation is over there. Currently it says the wait is, it still says 80 minutes, so
Okay.
it hasn't moved, but we'll see when we get over there.
I'm curious how long we'll actually end up waiting. How long do we wait for smugglers? Like maybe 10 minutes, if that?
It's 9:23 right now.
Yeah,
It's
so we
about
were.
a 6-minute long ride, and we were on there for a little bit longer.
But we'll definitely start a time clock once we get in line for Rise, just because I'm very curious to see if perhaps. Oh, there's Mando.
The Mando.
We ain't got time for that
Mandalorian.
though.
I've never seen him here.
I've seen him like just that little much. I'm curious to see if they've boosted the wait just to try to help pace people out throughout the park.
Well, and here's the thing too, is that first thing in the morning, you don't have a huge backup of lightning lanes. You
Right.
will have people doing the lightning lane, but you're not gonna have like a huge backup. Whereas like later in the day, you'll have people who are showing up late or like have their freebie lightning lanes from when the ride goes down and all that kind of stuff. So
Exactly.
it says 75 minutes.
Yeah. So that is the nice thing is like if it does go down in the morning like that, is that you're not having a bunch of redemption lightning lane people that are clogging up the lightning lane and then backing up the standby. All right, the stopwatch is officially going. We'll see how long we end up waiting.
Okay, we're looking at wait time. So this actually in the app says it went down to 65 minutes. So I think it'll probably be about an hour. Based on where we are, it'll probably be about an hour. Slinky Dog is an hour. Mickey and Minnie's is 25 minutes, so not bad. Tower of Terror is 20 minutes. Rock and Roller Coaster is 25 minutes. So not too bad. This is still definitely the longest wait in the park, but it's still shorter now than it's going to be later in the day. Something I do appreciate about this ride is it's a decently high capacity ride, which means the line does move very quickly. Even though you have lightning lane, it moves, like you're not really staying in one spot for very long in this ride, at least in my experience. That is usually the case, unless it goes down, of course. Some rides that have the lightning lanes, like you'll feel like you're standing in spot like forever. A lot of it just has to do with the capacity of the ride. Like I said, because this is such a high capacity, this is also a lightning lane single pass attraction. So people have to pay individually for this. So usually not as many people are doing the lightning lane for this ride. It is 9:42. We've already made it into basically one of the last rooms before the pre-show starts. So we've only been lined for like a little over 15 minutes, which isn't bad at all. So this is working out pretty good. Oh, we skipping all the pre-show. Oh man, secret tunnel.
Okay, well that was interesting. We've never had that happen where both pre-shows.
So my guess
We're
is
down.
that is probably what went down,
It
like
was
what is not working.
21 minutes to get to this room, which is not bad at all.
That's pretty good.
If that does happen to you, I've never seen them do this before, but if it does happen to you, you definitely need to come back and do it just for the pre-shows alone, because that sets the whole mood for the rest of the ride.
Enemies of the First Order, we will soon snuff out your meager resistance. You chose the wrong side, and now you will pay.
You have what I want. You know the location of the secret base, and I will take it from you.
Okay, take this corridor to the turbo lift, then head down to the escape pod base. Those droids are programmed to return you to Batuu. Hurry and don't get caught.
There's a clear path to the turbo lift at the end of the hallway. Turn right.
Take cover, troops! The Resistance will attempt to rescue the prisoners.
They have neither the resources nor the courage to engage us.
You underestimate their conviction. Raise the shields!
Shields? I see no evidence.
Now!
Sound the alarm! All personnel to their stations! Sir, the prisoners have escaped.
How brave, but ultimately hopeless. No escape. You will tell me the location of the secret base, and then I will destroy you and the Resistance.
You guys really like cutting it close, don't you? Your escape pods came in a little off target. Ground crews will meet you outside the wreck. Thanks to your heroism, the location of the Resistance base is secure. Bravo! Yes, R5, you too.
Woohoo! We made it off the ride. It's 10:02. 2 rides down. I would say that's pretty successful morning. They actually are doing the single rider testing today. So I think we're gonna hop on, try that out, and see how much faster that is. Are you gonna be okay riding by yourself?
I guess. For science.
For science. Okay, we made it back to the final little pre-show. 6
minutes to this point.
Boom
So
shakalaka.
now, normally, as we said earlier, the first time we rode in this video, both of the pre-shows are not operating. We did ask a cast member, and normally for the single rider, you do go through both pre-shows.
Which is nice, because when they were very, very first testing single rider, that wasn't the case. They used to, the way that the line system used to work in here is that one side would be for odd number groups and one side would be for even number groups, but now it looks like they have one line for single rider and then the other line is everybody else.
Yep.
Kind of interesting.
I do like the fact that you still get to see the main room with all the stormtroopers. So your experience is not really lessened by doing the single rider, which I really, really appreciate.
Yeah.
Because all those pre-shows really do set the whole story for this attraction. I think if you're wanting to maximize your time and you're comfortable being split up, I think single rider on this is a great way to go.
Or if you just want to ride it twice.
Or that too. All right, so Kayla, officially we got separated. It was 10 minutes and 40 seconds until we split up and I was sorted, so not bad.
I give you colors. I expect you to memorize it. Blue, red, silver, orange.
We made it on the same car. We're just not in the same rail.
Now you will pay. The Resistance prisoners.
You have what I want.
Tell them it's a prisoner transfer.
Hey, you're not authorized. Wait, those are the prisoners.
Hurry!
No, not up! I said down!
6 minutes and like 40 seconds, I think it was.
Not too shabby.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And that was like not even including, or no, that 6 minutes and 40 seconds was including like that.
After the first room?
After that first room. That was basically 6 minutes and 40 seconds until Kayla and I got sorted into like our colors.
And
so
we just so happened to be sorted into the same car. I cannot guarantee that that will always happen. In fact, I can guarantee that most of the time that will not happen.
yeah. Kayla sat right behind me.
Yeah, I sat right behind him. Sometimes they may call for 2 single riders or 3 single riders. It just kind of depends on how the grouping stands out. But my guess is that basically they are now doing single rider as an option instead of, it looked like what they were doing was they were doing single rider instead of sorting by odds and even numbers like they do on some attractions, which is interesting. I'm curious to see if that actually helps long term, or I mean, it's nice because you have an option to do a skip, not a skip line, but you have an option to have a shorter wait without having to pay for it, which is kind of the purpose of this series too.
And I know Kayla mentioned earlier that Rise of the Resistance is a single pass, so I think the single rider is a great option if you're not wanting to splurge.
It's a good way to save $25 per person. We just saved $50 this morning by not doing that. So let's talk about our morning strategy just a little bit. This is probably the trickiest ride to rope drop because a lot of it just depends on whether or not the ride is working. And this is a ride that does tend to go down quite often. So you do kind of have to keep that in mind if this is a ride that you're wanting to do for rope drop, and just know that you have to kind of be flexible and have a plan B. I still think, honestly, we spent probably about the same amount of time as we would have if we would have done the 2 rides reversed. Because once we would have gotten off Rise, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run was already like a 25-30 minute wait. And that's about what we waited for Rise of the Resistance, whereas we walked on to Smugglers because we did that first. So it just kind of depends. It's a give and take. A lot of people are always like, why should I rope drop and get up early? Like, why do I need to get to the parks that early if I'm still waiting an hour? Here's the thing though, you're waiting that hour not during park hours, so that in the afternoon you've gotten things done, so you can take a break or you can take the rest of your day slower because you weren't eating up an hour of your park time waiting in that line. You did it beforehand. Those are kind of some little tidbits just to know. Be flexible, have a plan B. Always have a plan B for your rope drop because you never know what's going to happen first thing in the morning. But it does pay to get here early because if things would have gone smoothly the way I wanted them to go, shortly after park open, once they did open the ride back up again, that wait time shot up to about 80 minutes. I don't think it was actually 80 minutes, but even if you got in line now, it's probably over an hour. So those are things to keep in mind of why getting here early, you can wait 20 minutes or even less than that sometimes, or you can wait a long time if you don't get here early. Now, if you do want a cheat sheet of how we did our strategy as far as like timestamps and when you should get here, I will have that linked for free in the description box below.
Also, I totally forgot. We met some new followers today, so if you happen to be watching, we always carry around these Go Create Your Ever After stickers that Kayla made, and they're super cute and fun. So if you're one of those new followers that we met today, I apologize that I didn't give you one of these. But if you ever see us again, just know that we have these. And if you're a regular viewer and you ever happen to see us in the park, make sure you ask us for one and come say hi. We rode Rise of the Resistance twice, and it's 10:30. The park has been open for an hour and a half, and we rode Rise of the Resistance twice and Smuggler's Run all in the first hour and a half and didn't spend a single penny on Lightning Lane.
I think that that's a pretty successful rope drop morning. Like I said, we're gonna do these strategies for different parks, different areas of the parks, different rides. So let us know in the comments what park and what ride you want us to rope drop next.
If you made it to this point in the video, leave us some sort of like Star Wars emoji. I think there's like a spaceship or something that you could leave us.
And that's all we have for you guys today. Now go create your Ever After.